Hey, it's Wimpy, and this is a Dark Souls 3 build in 2025. So I've been playing a lot of Invasions in Seamless Co-op since the mod released, and mostly around SL40, I got a quality build that I've been playing around with. And I've been having so much fun that I wanted to make more builds at this level. And I stumbled upon a build by Saint Riot, which I'll link to, for a level 36 Moonlight Knight Twink build. And it looked so fun that I had to shamelessly steal it. I made a couple of changes. I'm not using the Ring of Favor because I wanted to wear some different armor. So I have Havel's Ring instead. And I have some more decks just to be able to use some other weapons. But the main weapon of the show is, of course, the Moonlight Greatsword. I think I got like 30-ish poise. I don't really know any of the poise breakpoints for DS3, but this seems like a healthy enough amount. And with hyper armor you get from greatswords, it's, you can basically swing into anything that's not a great hammer or above. It does damage, especially as you'll see later on critical attacks, but we'll get into that a little bit later. It does pretty good one-handed damage too, as you'll see in a second. I think I swap here to a medium shield because I wanted to set up parry this spear, but I forgot that since he's one-handing, it just bounces off. But anyway, GG's to that guy. I'm not harboring any illusions that this is a skill-based character that I'm particularly skillful for using it. It is a twink, right? So I have access to a lot of stuff that people don't, and it's also seamless, so I get access to my full Estus, all consumables. I go for a charged R2 here, and as you can see, if you do land them, they do a lot of damage, but they're kind of hard to land. I think you have to frame them. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I have access to all this stuff, and then on top of that, PvE players, as a generalization, aren't really known for build optimization, right? So, it's weighed a lot more heavily in favor of the invader. So, like I said, I'm not going to say I'm pure skill in any of these invasions. This is mostly just for fun. I wanted to get that out of the way. One thing that's actually kind of fun about these three, though, is that it feels fairly consistent to outspaced attacks like I do right here. I think I love ER. ER is so smooth and feels great to play in a lot of ways. But one of the things is that spacing is just, I don't know, it just feels different just because weapons in ER have pretty good tracking for the most part. I'm going right now for a parry because I want to see kind of the damage that the Moonlight Greatsword will do on a repost. And the answer is a lot. It will do a lot. It will basically one-shot somebody if they don't have, a lot of vigor like I do. I swapped to an empty fist because usually I have a dagger in my offhand, but I didn't, so I had to swap back. And from here you can see the one-handed damage still pretty good. I think I try for more parries here. I think one of the standoff weapon art attacks you can parry and one you can't. So regarding critical attacks, I read this online. I'm not sure if it's true, but apparently plunging attacks are critical attacks. I don't know if that's true, but that damage was fucking insane. It leads me to believe that's the case. I one-shot that guy from a plunging attack. If that's true, then that's pretty funny. But I wanted to include this clip just because it's 0 to 100, that guy. I think this is more fishing for parries here. Here's an example of a setup pair right there. I'm generally more comfortable with small shields, but since coming back, I've been using a lot of medium shields to set up parry because it's fairly consistent, and I'm just kind of more used to it because of all the Elden Ring play. These guys were camping this ladder, but they're very scared to go up the ladder because anytime they did, I would throw knives at them and knock them down. So this guy gave his buddy cover while they went up. I think I cut out about like 10 minutes of them standing at the top of the ladder. There's the Partisan, but I don't really use it until later. Here's the Morningstar. I think mathematically the AR calculator said this was the best for these stats. And it does pretty respectable damage. You know, playing this and then going back to Elden Ring, it makes me feel really sad for hammers. Hammers are just not great in Elden Ring. And in Dark Souls 3, they have like poise and a two-hit true combo if you land a hit. It's just so much better. Poor hammers. I swapped to the Zweihander there for a little knowledge check. Alright, here's the Flamberge. Look at that damage. Granted, these guys are, you know, fairly low level and don't have armor, but it is insane amounts of damage. Way more damage than the Moonlight Greatsword. So I'm really glad that Saint mentions this in his video, and I slotted on the build because Crystal Infuse is really good. We did the mutual point down there. Oh man, Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 3. I really want to get a PR on this guy, so I just kind of whiff on intentionally to try to draw out an attack. That's pretty high. What was that? 540? I didn't quite catch it. But in the 600s sometimes for repost damage from a parry, you know, so it's pretty good. This guy was using the Lothric Night Spear, which I fucking love. It's an amazing weapon. But it has charge, and if you know charge is coming, it's pretty easy to parry. So I was kind of waiting for him to use it. Let's see, I think now I break out the Partisan. I never really used DSC Partisan before. It's pretty good. It's got range. It's got a sweeping attack, which is pretty nice. I think I use it later on here too. Here's some more Flamber's Invasions. This thing just does some work here. I think this guy does a jumping attack, and I hit him in midair. So I get advantage of the, I guess the instability frames or whatever you want to call it. Just managed to finish him off. I love being able to read a parry and doing that. And I kept this clip in because here's a funny thing about DS3, is that backstabs, if they're confirmed on your screen, are basically instant. So he got that backstab, but not before I killed him. And it had to finish playing the animation. This is a fun little clip. This is a true vigor check if I've ever seen one here. I had just enough HP to not die from that. More Flamberge. I don't know why I drank my blue there. Oh, I guess I didn't have any FP. But here, just keep hitting R1, relying on that hyper armor, and just finish somebody off. It's so much damage. And I think it does bleed build up too, although bleed in Dark Souls 3 is not what it is in the game. Thank goodness. So yeah, I've been loving this build. I think here's another repost test here. 542. So yeah, like the upper 500s for a repost, which at this level, if they haven't, you know, done any leveling of vigor, is, yeah, like a one shot. I'm trying to get a backstab on this guy, but he's pretty squirrely and it's a little latent, so I'm not quite able to get it. But that was a GG's from this guy. Oh yeah, this is more Flamberge just kind of trying to lead people into this hallway, so that makes it very hard to for them all to come there. And then I'm able to finish them off, kind of like the invasion at the church earlier. Swap to my slightly better shield because I want to try to maybe backstab the guy with the Lucerne if he goes for his little spin move. But I want to get rid of the other guy first, so. It's so weird coming back to this game and then having the two-hit true combo. Because on weapons like this, where they're doing an insane amounts of damage, it's free damage, provided you just space somebody out a little bit. This person is not accepting my gift. I tried dropping him some embers just because I know this was a little bit of an unfair situation. However, they didn't pick them up, and kind of rightfully so. You need to be careful about what you pick up in the PC version of this game because of so many hackers. So let's see here. Yeah, this is another game invasion. I like this guy's fashion here. His name is Braun. He's got like he looks like one of those old-fashioned bare knuckle boxers, you know. But yeah, Flamberge does work. I'm not really sure how these two swings caught this guy, but I'm not complaining. And then we get another another plunging attack up here. Oh god, plunging attacks feel so good. They're so good, dude. It feels so great. Yeah, little parry champ. It is admittingly very dangerous to keep swinging on somebody that's parrying like this, but I was like, yeah, you know, whatever. I think he gives up here after a bit. I try going for a backstep here, but he's like locked on, so. GG's. Let's see what else we got here. This was fun. More Flamberge. Okay, I swear I swapped other weapons, but it's not till later in the video. He's gonna set up like a little ambush for me, but little did they know, I actually wanted him to come over here. I mistakenly go for an attack there because I thought like, oh, maybe I can knock them out of that, but it's not Elden Ring. But I take out my shield because I'm like, he's liable to throw out the weapon art, so you know, I think I could probably carry that. Get a nice little combo on this guy, and now yeah, I just need to wait for see him start it up. And need the parry. And yeah, the Moonlight Greatsword's good. This thing absolutely smacks. Honestly, I feel kind of bad now because I thought I had a lot of Moonlight Greatsword invasions. I think I only have like 1 or 2, and that's the theme of the build. I was like, oh yeah, this is good, but here's something that's objectively better. I'm just gonna use this instead. I think there's a couple more Moonlight Greatsword builds, you know, and maybe I'll make a separate video just for the Moonlight Greatsword. I'm still kind of figuring out the timing for the R2s and the L2, the poke. It's a little different. But yeah, I just kind of realized that I'm not really using it. Here's the partisan for a brief moment. This build centered around this weapon, and then like maybe 30 seconds of me using that weapon. Here's some more spiked mace. These guys kind of knew what they were doing. They don't really have that much HP, but they've at least played through the game before. They killed the Pus of Man creature up on the roof like fairly quickly, so I kind of retreated back down here. One of the things that Spike Mace has is Perseverance, and Perseverance is just really good. it's just on command poise. Let me kill this guy. And then I swapped to the bars in here because I figured this guy's going to be a runner and I might need the extra reach. I also swapped to the cat ring because I kind of anticipated him doing this. So I wanted to beat him down to the bottom. And now he's stuck. And I catch him on wake up with the R2. And it does pretty good damage. I'm a little upset with myself for not getting the backstab there, but you know, it's fine. This build though doesn't have that much stamina though, so as far as chase down goes, it's kind of hard, even with a spear. But luckily he kind of ran out of stamina here, so I was able to kill him. I guess I could slot the Chloranthy ring. I guess that would make things a little easier, but I just kind of stick with the Hornet ring because if you do get a backstabber repo, it's just fucking bonkers damage, and so it's, you know, it's overall worth it just to have it slotted. Here's the Lucerne. I wanted to keep it on here because I really like DS3's Lucerne moveset, and when I saw the moveset in Elden Ring, I was very sad. Lucerne has a special, I shouldn't say special, actually. I don't really know. I haven't really played with any of the other weapons in the class, but it has like really cool running R1 and running R2. The running R1, you kind of like step forward and do like an overhead. And the running R2 you just saw there is kind of like a sweep, kind of like Loretta's slash. But as you see here, it does pretty respectable damage. Granted, these guys are naked, so I don't really have that much resistances. Here's another Dark Souls stream moment. This guy, I don't know where this guy was from. He had like 150 ping, which isn't terrible, but like every once in a while it would go up to like 1,000, and he would just like instantly backstab me from so far away. It's a, you know, ISP moment there. I think I swap over from the Moonlight Greatsword to the Flamberge here because I do want to do a little bit more damage. Again, sorry, I'll have to make up for this by making a video that's only the Moonlight Greatsword. They go for a backstab there, but I hit him on the second sling. And I think he's trying to strafe me there, but it was a little latent moment there. So yeah, something you don't want to do against hyper armor weapons is just swing into them over and over again. Kind of a good little knowledge check here. And this guy gets point down for his ISP, not for him in particular. And now we're on to our last invasion, which I'm also not using the Moonlight Greatsword. It's fine. It's, you know, I'll just title the video something else now that I'm done with the voiceover. I should do these live. I should actually like write a script or something. These guys were pretty good actually. I mean, they're not doing really any damage, obviously, compared to me. But they're covering each other pretty well, and you know that's enough to get me to retreat, right? Because I gotta, you know, as good as you are, and as good as the stats are, and as twinky as this build is, two people that, you know, are free to just wail on you will do damage, you know. So back up here a little bit. I was able to point to that bomb, which is pretty impressive. Go for a weapon art, but I don't get backstab, so I gotta roll out. But yeah, the guaranteed 2 hits off of any R1 if you land it is some insane damage. There's a little glitch there. I was trying to practice the SS cancel and I did it too fast and I just didn't drink. I swap over to the cases because I want to try to get a cases parry, but I'm not able to. But that's it. That's all she wrote. That's the build. Thanks for listening to my rambling. I'm gonna go eat pizza and drink beer. Yeah. All right. Goodbye.